Welcome, my beautiful souls. So, if you're stepping into a personal year three in 2026, this is your year that your light returns, the year that your voice, your heart, and your creativity wake up again. It's an exciting year. This is about expansion, expansive energy. So, that just means that throughout the year you will be expanding, whether it be a business, your spirituality, your love life, whatever it may be. It's just you're really waking up again. This is like magnetic type energy, joyful and unexpected blessings. That's what I was picking up. Like, expect some unexpected blessings this year. And a channeled message I got while I was shuffling the cards is your spark is coming back, and what you create and express and open your heart to this year will shape the next 9 years of your life. So, with all that being said, let's go ahead and go to the cards and reveal the magic that I feel our spirit guides are talking about. So, what we're going to do, I have your personal year number out through the Empress, by the way, on number three. So, that's what I would consider yourself this year, the Empress. Um, and with the Empress, well, she's the creative one. She is magnetic. She's always receiving epiphanies, and she doesn't she doesn't lead with fear. You know what I mean? She's like nurturing and loving, but also very powerful and strong. And it is her experiences that bring this energy out within her and you, because you are her, male or female, this year. Um, I also brought out the foal as a representation of all of us. We're all entering 2026 as the foal, because this is a brand new 9 year cycle. Clean slate, clean slate. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to bring the lid down and we're going to ask our guides three important questions. Number one what is the theme for you in 2026? This is a message that represents the core energy. And number two, what are you leaving behind? What is it? There's probably something that you're ready to leave behind. And why would you leave something behind? Well, think about again the full. I'm not bringing toxicity along, right? This is my next 9 years. And by the way, when I say I'm just you. And that's how I would look at it. Like, this is my next 9 years. What do I want to do with it? And then last but not least, what is beginning for you? So the fresh start in 2026. And we're going to use the crystal vision and the light seer. So let's go ahead and begin. I am going to give each one a quick shuffle. Look at that. The Nine of Pentacles didn't want to come up. Hello, successful self-employment. Something the Empress would be so joyful in, right? Especially like if it is your own business. But it doesn't have to be. But it does represent success. And I accept it. I accept it for you. All right, so we're going to put those there, and let's just give the crystal vision a quick shuffle. Okay. Them right there. All right, so we're going to take a card, well, two cards for each question. But I'm going to connect intuitively, psychically, So I'm just going to take a moment, which I would invite you to do also. Just kind of calm your mind. Maybe take a couple deep breaths and let go of control and be open. You don't have to say yes to something, but I just get a feeling like there's something that's coming. There's something. There's something is coming, and I feel like the ball's going to be put in your court. And I'm picking that up psychically, like there is something coming. And this feels joyful. Okay, well, let's get into the cards. So, number one, the overall theme for you in 2026. Again, in a personal year three, you could also have a life path three. I feel like, if you have a life path three, then this is the energy that you always want to be, like, in your creative self. But anyways, okay, so the overall theme, dun, 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 dun. Look at this. Look at this. This is exactly why I shuffle the cards. A lot of people say, why do you shuffle them? Save time. You already shuffled them. Because I want to be just as surprised as you. And how beautiful. I'm looking at this image and I'm noticing how she definitely looks like, this is the mother figure. And she looks like she's about to give birth. And I feel like this is representing you, and you're about to give birth to something. Not a child, but an idea, an epiphany that may come out of nowhere. And I want you to remember the Empress is very open to these epiphanies. This is why the Empress, we all receive signs, but spirit guides know that the Empress will take these downloads and, well, we saw the Nine of Pentacles already. And maybe create a business for yourself, like just from an idea. Listen, that's how I've had three businesses, and I have to say, that's how they all started. Just an idea. So I love that. Okay, let's see what comes with it. Wow, the world. Okay, so the world's going to mean a couple different things here. Number one, when you see the world, that means something has come to completion. I already felt that. Um, but that means that something new is beginning. And the world to me is such a spiritual energy. Just look at her. Look at the pose that she's in. She's sitting upon a lotus flower, the flower that every night goes below the water. And then somehow, when the sun rises, it finds its way back to the light again. These beautiful butterflies around her. There's this sense of Zen. That's what I feel, Zen. Some of you may, you know what I feel? I feel like there's someone out there where you may teach yoga, or you may want to teach it, or meditation, something that helps to calm others. I kind of feel like you have found a way, and this could be something that is, I'm not going to say no one else in the world does it, but I have a feeling no one else does it like you. And that's a good thing. This is not about, remember, quieting your voice. This is about speaking up this year. This is about allowing joy to find you. And what a great opening with the Empress. And, some of you may have a master number 33. Every time I see 33, I think that, okay, there's something in this reading that we have the ability to master, let's say. If she's going to start a business, it's going to be successful because she'll put the effort in. Whatever she's about to give birth to, it is the beginning. It is something new. It's probably spiritual or has a spiritual undertone to it. Hmm. I love that for you. Okay. Well, let's look at then, because we have the world, we know something is coming to completion. So let's actually see, what are you leaving behind? Beautiful. The Nine of Swords. Worry. And you know, the meaning of this card is unnecessary worry, but it is worry nonetheless. I feel like what you're saying is you're giving away the things that you can't control anyway. Could be a person, a situation, you know, something put you into this energy. And, you know, you may have felt that the last 9 years, there's like a dark cloud over your head. Well, that cloud is lifting. And again, I want to remind you that this speaks of unnecessary worry, you know, and even though it's unnecessary, I know it's still worry. But this is what you're leaving behind. And it's a nine. Nine. Final reflection. Final. The Fool. Fool is looking right here at the world. The Fool's like, I am ready to leave this behind. I feel like, you know, let's just say any situations, people that just put you in this state of worry, you know, let's say it's relating to love and it's someone who, well, keeps you in this state of worry. Is that how you want to continue? Because literally, you're creating the next 9 years with the seeds you plant right now. So, the letting go of this worry and instead entering into the Fool's energy, which is interesting because I have the Fool out with the Empress, the Fool and the Empress. I feel like you're ready. I feel like you're ready to let this go. Leave it. You know what I feel like for some of you? You may have started like yoga yourself. Something that helps you, like meditation, like something that helps you calm your mind. And I feel like you probably received like let's say red flags that were warning you anyway. And this is not judging because we all get red flags and I feel like that's a part of our life. Like we ignore those red flags until we fall to our knees. And then we seek the light and it's like, okay, now we're going to show you how to get out of this, how to let this storm pass so that what wants to open can now open. So let's go to the next one. What is beginning for you in 2026? Hello, Chariot. How about unlimited potential? How about balance? This truly speaks about your potential and the Empress who just looks like, and a nine. It's like, okay, she's 9 months pregnant. She's ready to give birth. Let's do it. You know, it feels to me like there's no restrictions on you. There's nothing holding you back. And if anything, if there is anything holding you back, then I would look at, you know, I want to say yourself, but I mean that in a way of like you have to believe in yourself also. And I know the Empress does, but I also feel many of you are just entering into the Empress's energy. And I can tell you, the Empress and the Nine of Swords can't live in the same house because the Empress wouldn't allow that Nine of Swords to continue. She just wouldn't. So this is really speaking to your potential. And, if you believe in yourself, well, then the world is your oyster. Look at this. The Ace of Wands. How about inspired action? How about passion ignited? How beautiful. Ace of Wands mirroring the world. Literally, Ace of Wands above the Chariot. Where do you want to go? What do you want to create? Anything is possible. The Ace of Wands to me is what the Empress receives, like this inspired action. And then she takes action. And if we could just get rid of that Nine of Swords, everything else looks pretty good. But remember, that Nine of Swords is what wants to leave. And I feel like the Fool was a great representation of how do I clear this energy? Well, I do need to reflect upon it. But oftentimes, I feel like in the Nine of Swords, I know it's things that are outside of our control. And sometimes it's someone, whether it be romantic or, family or whatever, could be work related. But again, I feel like someone who, in a way, I feel like had you not believing in yourself, but that feels like it's changing. Feels like it's changing. You know what I feel like? I feel like the year of the Hermit, which we're in right now, the year of that final reflection. But remember, in the reflection of the Hermit, you're seeking the light, and the Hermit realizes, wait a minute, I am the light. I am the light. I can save myself. I can create. There's nothing I cannot do. I just have to put my mind behind it, and the rest will follow. I feel like I just want to you're the first reading I did this for, but I kind of want to just look at that Chariot. Look at this, the High Priestess, your intuition. Your intuition's going to guide you. Your intuition is going to guide you. And not only is your intuition going to guide you, but you're going to have these sparks of inspiration. And remember what your guide said before we even came, like a channeled message I got before we even came into the reading. This is your year of divine alignment. So, now let me tell you another thing with the Chariot. It is the balance of the feminine and the masculine, the light and the shadow. And that is required for the Chariot to really become this unlimited potential. The Empress knows this. And, let's say some of you, like, okay, this all looks nice, but I don't feel like I'm the Empress yet. Well, hang on to your hat. I would say the one thing you want to look at is that Nine of Swords. And again, unnecessary worry, but I'm feeling like these are things that are outside of your control, like a person, like if someone had like their hooks in you and kept you hanging on the line, but with no clear answer. Well, goodbye. You know what I mean? Goodbye. Because the Empress, she, what's the word? Like, in a way, demands respect, but not in a demanding way. She requires it. She requires a certain energy. If it has anything to do with love, then the Empress is the one. Listen, this is what I feel. I feel like if you feel like the Empress and you fall in love this year, then it's going to be like a love that I feel like you've never experienced before. And I feel like the Chariot, the Chariot is taking you to the Nine of Pentacles. That's why we saw the Nine of Pentacles. So let's just say either successful self-employment, that means you're going to see the fruits of your labor. And I feel like the Chariot is also representing the fruits of your labor becoming, um, it's just like, I don't know, what's the word I'm trying to find? Like, I feel like blessing after blessing. What have I done to deserve this? You've cleared the past. You're willing to take a leap of faith. You're listening to your intuition, and you're trusting it above all. So your intuition and your creativity are really being highlighted. But I feel like I just want to take one more. Tower. Okay, well, there's our completion. But I feel like this is you giving the tower. And I feel like the reason why you're giving the tower is that Nine of Swords. I just feel like you're saying, I'm no longer willing to live in that type of energy, wherever it's coming from. I want to have control over my life. I don't want someone else to have control. And that's what I feel like you're doing. You're taking back control. And the universe is responding in quite a beautiful way. So, personal year 3. Get excited. Get creative. Don't let fear stop you from doing something that you feel inside. This is the time to start planting those seeds. Because remember, and soon I won't be saying this anymore, and you guys will be happy, I know. I just realized 9. Well, we're in the last 9th year of a 9-year cycle. And then the full. Perfect. Perfect energy. Leaving this behind, jumping into the full's energy. And the full just means, it does mean taking a leap of faith. But again, I don't feel like there's any fear there because you're going to be inspired. But it is about looking or reflecting. When I reflect back, I'm not reflecting back with judgment on myself. I'm reflecting back to really see how I have grown. Even if I got stuck in someone's web, I feel like you are now free from that web. The tower mirroring the world, and the world is telling you something is ready to come to completion. And when it comes to completion, that's when I feel like your creative energy. I just feel like there's so much you can do this year. And remember, you're setting up your next 9-year cycles, starting right from the get-go. This is beautiful right here. The world, the Fool, and then the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands, inspiring the Fool. Ace of Wands, inspiration coming through, your intuition. That's really what you want to trust this year. Some of you, your intuition is growing leaps and bounds. Your spirituality is growing leaps and bounds. And your creative self. Like, this is the year, let's say that you always wanted to write a book. And the reason I use that example is because I have quite a few books going that I've never finished yet. But let's say you want to write a book. This is the year to begin. Even if you're only putting like bullet points, or maybe that's what you've been doing, and this may be the year to put it all together. I feel like there are no limits. It's whatever you want to do with help from your spiritual team. And remember the world's energy, because it is the last tarot card. I feel like it is the closest energy to God. I feel like it is when you are walking hand in hand with your spirituality, your faith, and that's what you're trusting. So, get excited, get creative, allow yourself to explore. All of a sudden, I see you as an explorer, like trying different avenues, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of different things that pique your interest this year. And I feel like it's going to be very quick. Like when I say pique your interest, I feel like it's starting from the beginning of the year. Like this is all beginning energy. And then taking these epiphanies and let's just say, I feel for some of you, you're creating true success for yourself and you will not look back. You will not regret this. If anything, this will be a year when you'll say, this is the year I began. This is the year my business opened. This is the year I fell in love. Remember, the Empress, loving and nurturing, her heart is wide open. But she is no one's fool. And that's what you want to trust. Because the Empress doesn't put up walls. Her intuition is her saving grace. Her intuition, this is how I see the Empress with her intuition. It's like an energetic force around her, which we all have. And if anything tries to enter into that energetic force, and it's of a lower vibration, well, the alarm bells will sing. The Empress will know, and she'll send out her guards. Get rid of it. But if something enters that energy and it feels beautiful, feels exciting, it feels like it has potential, then she's going to let that energy through. And remember, as the Fool, you don't have to make a commitment. You're just putting your foot in the water. So that's what I would ask yourself. What needs to come to completion? And I know it's the Nine of Swords. And I guess the good thing about that, though it's not an easy energy, I know that, but it's just the realization that you can't control everyone. You can't control every situation, but you can control yourself. So, as the Empress, there's no way she's going to live with that Nine of Swords. If someone is causing that, she's going to cut ties to that. And that is a symbol or a sign to the universe. It's like cleaning out your closet. It's like a sign to the universe. Okay, my closet is ready for new. Well, think of the mind as your closet here. So this feels exciting. I feel like we saw the Nine of Pentacles for a reason. And I love that we had the double Empress's energy. Think about that. Double Empress's energy. Who works hand in hand with the Magician, by the way. All of them are a mentor to the Fool. Okay. So I think I'm going to let this be. This is a type of reading where you do have to kind of fill in the blanks. I could go deeper and tell you what that Nine of Swords is, but I feel like you already know. And I don't want these to be too long because I am going to do a podcast for each personal year where I'm going to break it down for you, like everything you need to know about being in a personal year 3. But I'm going to do that through a podcast. But I wanted to do the card readings first with a little help from our spiritual team. And I want to thank them and I want to thank you. I love you guys. Double Empress's energy, double full. Could be two things. Could be two new beginnings. And I would say just get excited because that Ace of Wands, it's going to ignite the passion for whatever direction. First of all, you may not know. Like this Ace of Wands may be like an epiphany that hits you and you're like, oh. Or it could bring back an idea, something that you've always wanted to do, but the timing never felt right. Like let's say, because this is I know I was done with the reading, here I am. But the Empress is the mother figure. And why was I saying that? Oh, what I was going to say, for some of you, your children may are growing up and it may be giving you more time to bring out some dreams that you had. Because that's what I'm feeling. Some of you, there's dreams that were put on a back burner that now have an opportunity to burn brightly. So now I'm going to stop talking. I love you guys. Thank you. I will um, see you next time at our table. Or, well, I think I'm going to do the podcast after I do every personal year. So that'll probably be next week. But we'll see. Who knows? If I feel called to do it, then I do it. But double Empress's energy. Beautiful. I love you. Your spirit guides love you. And they're helping you this year. I mean, they help you every year. They're always beside you. As soon as I said that, they're like, Sandy, we're always beside them. But now you're hearing them more than ever. And give yourself the credit, because being in the Empress's energy means that you've cleared a lot of the past and you're ready for what's new. You're ready for these blessings and they're coming. And your intuition is what's going to let you know. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.